Welcome to You Ought to Watch This Movie, the podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Follow along and explore a movie from the aughts, getting unbridled opinions from two millennials. Sit back, relax, and enjoy one of the best decades in movies.
Welcome back to You Ought to Watch This Movie.
Or commonly known as Yachtum to our limited audience, but our grateful audience nonetheless.
They're not grateful. We're grateful for them.
Yeah, and they're grateful we're back.
Okay, so I'm Colin.
And I'm Miles.
We're your millennial hosts.
That are reviewing movies from the aughts.
Yes.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy our latest rendition of this podcast, which will include us reviewing the movie called
Autumn in New York, which released August 11th, 2000.
And for those of you who have not watched the movie prior, you are now being forewarned that there are spoilers, albeit the trailer pretty much tells the entire story. So if you want to watch it before listening on, please do so now.
Yes, and it's available on Pluto, Freevee, Tubi, and also available. Oh, really?
What do you see?
That didn't say it on the app, on the IMDb app. It says on the desktop version that it's included with Amazon Prime, so we could have watched it there, maybe without commercials.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I didn't know that. Anyway, whatever, however you want to watch it, it's also available to rent or buy.
Whether it be to be or not to be. But
we watched it on Pluto because I didn't know it was available on Prime.
That's all right.
And it had commercials
throughout the movie
in random spots.
Random spots, yeah.
But oh well, that's all right. I don't think we lost anything from that.
Nah.
Okay, so our trailer notes.
All right, go.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
All right, in good old-fashioned classic voiceover that basically tells you the entire plot of a dramedy without giving out the part. So I wrote this summary with a cat laying on me, so it's kind of difficult. So I'm trying to read my handwriting here. Of a dramedy without giving out the parts that will likely be the most memorable. I didn't realize it was Winona Ryder at first, but when Colin told me, my expectation for this movie is that it will be good.
Okay. My trailer notes or trailer thoughts or whatever we decided to coin this. Well, again, I also said that there was a voiceover, and that I liked the music selection that they had throughout. I think there were like 3 different songs throughout the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this will be sad, but they're telling us up front, so we won't be surprised.
Right.
And I wish New York seemed as iconic in real life as it does, like when you see all these movies that take place in New York. And also, I said that I would watch this movie on my own if we didn't choose it for the podcast. But we did choose it for the podcast.
Well, it is the comment you made on New York is now, I guess, because they have instituted congestion fees, like tolls or whatnot, is that traffic in New York City today is like dropped 80%, which is interesting because you always think of New York as like super, super busy and congested. And kind of like whenever we drove through there in 20, how it was just desolate.
Yeah. I feel like we should have gone to Central Park. We only went there like 3 times.
Yeah.
Or I went there 3 times. You might have only gone there twice.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, that might have been nice.
It wasn't like we went to specific places and we should have gone there because that's always in the movies.
Yeah.
Central Park.
That would have been nice, but we'll know for next time if we decide to go.
Okay. So, the summary. A New York playboy falls in love with a girl more than half his age. The catch, she's dying.
Less than half his age.
Whatever. I just meant
Yeah, more than
over half his
age younger. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Well, that's a decent summary.
Okay. If
I had to centralize that in a different respect from a comedy angle, I only took one comment for this, and it's because I felt like during this podcast we talk, about some of the nuances of the movie, but I'm going to take this comment and apply it to a comedy styled summary as a more polite. And if you're a fan of The Office, you'll like this. A more polite Todd Packer-esque individual learns what love truly means. I think that's kind of accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you got for who we know in this movie?
Well, I only have 2 people, the leads, unless you knew somebody else.
I can't remember knowing anyone else. Oh, well, the doctor.
Oh, yeah. Who was he?
The surgeon. He plays... oh, my goodness. I cannot think of his name. Who is it?
So we're going out of order, but his name is J.K. Simmons. And yes, I remember that he looked familiar to me too, but I didn't actually look him up.
Mm-hmm. What is he from?
Well, I'm looking. I haven't seen anything that I recognize yet.
Oh, well.
Here, we can look together because you might know more things than I do.
Is excuse me.
Red One, which we didn't watch yet.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Holiday movie that has.
Oh yeah, Red One with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson,
whatever, and Chris Evans.
Yeah, and they're trying to protect Santa.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he was in there. Well, go ahead and fill people in on the other people.
Okay, so the 2 leads, the lead actor Richard Gere, he was well known for lots of romance movies. I think he got his big break with American Gigolo. I think that's the movie. And then he was in Pretty Woman and Runaway Bride. And of course, a lot of other rom-coms or romance movies. And then also we knew the lead actress, Winona Ryder, because she was in Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, and of course Stranger Things. And a lot of other things as well, but those are where we know her from. All right.
Well, so I realize now why, just how familiar, what is his name?
The guy we're trying to find?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is. He's been in a lot of items. Particularly, he's Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man No Way Home. And that's more recent. But I remember him from Archer, the comedy cartoon. He was also Mayor Lionheart in Zootopia.
But I know him from his actual face.
Yeah, he's also in. Well, that's way too far back. Geez, I just had it, but he is in. Well, if anyone's seen The Accountant, he's in there, and also, I can't think of what else he's in. You'll have to look, and we'll come back to that.
Right. Well, you start talking about your comment.
So overall, the movie was, kind of happy, depressing, if that's an accurate reflection. I just, it was nice because there were, like this meet cute, or I guess that wouldn't be a meet cute, but a cutesy love story. And they really hone in on the focus of, how much of a playboy Richard Gere's character is.
His name's Will Keane.
Will Keane,
yes.
Yeah. And they put him on a cover of a New Yorker.
Okay. Oh, because he's like a famous chef or something.
Yeah.
Or he owns a restaurant.
Something to that.
I guess he's not really a chef, but maybe he is. Maybe he's like a Gordon Ramsay type person.
Yeah. That suits it. And so the premise being, she's dying of this tumor, I guess,
in her heart.
Yeah. But what I didn't, think is, why is, I got the inclination that she was, that she had a lifelong condition. And it wasn't until later, whenever, they talked about the tumor, I'm like, oh, it's a tumor. Because it felt like, that, all the friends that, were around her were just, happy that she's still here rather than, oh, now she's got this, now she has something that's going to take her life away.
Yeah, I think it was a congenital. I think it was a congenital thing, and she said that they were surprised she had lived that long.
Okay,
that's what she said to him.
Yeah, but I just didn't understand, like, as far as like congenital thing, how that turns into cancer.
It wasn't cancer, it was a tumor. That's not the same as cancer. It's just like something growing inside of her heart. And they can't like operate. The operation would be very
taxing
and
risky. Yeah.
Risky. At least that's what I took from it. I didn't think it was cancer. I thought it was just some tumor, because tumors they don't have to be cancer.
Yeah, they can be benign.
But I don't know.
One interesting aspect of it was that Will Keane, Richard Gere's character, after he found out about this, I shouldn't say interesting. It was like kind of, he knew this at the get-go, but like any good story arc, there's a falling out, and their falling out was him hooking up with some chick on the roof while they were at a party, and then just like lying about it on the ride home. No, I didn't do that. What are you talking about? It's crazy. That's not my style. Oh, really?
That was so dumb.
Like, bro, you can't make better life choices. I understand you're the more polite Todd Packer, but come on.
Like, yeah, that's not okay if you're dating somebody, I guess, but they hadn't set.
Well, she made her intentions very clear, and he was like, oh, he was reticent about like making it, like calling her, girlfriend or whatnot. And it's just like, even without that specifically, the fact that he was not wanting to say that is you took her to the party. Yeah.
And then like you sneak off to the roof with somebody.
To have a romp in the hay with, some other.
His, like an ex-girlfriend. Like, that's really dumb.
Yeah. Like, make bad decisions, you get bad prices. But and I don't understand because whenever they did reconcile, like, you know, like, was she just reconciling because she's like, oh, I'm dying anyways. I'm never going to find love again.
I don't know. I feel like maybe sometimes if you really love someone or you think you found the one, I guess, you can look past a bunch of things. I'm not sure if that's something I could look past.
Yeah, I can't imagine, you know, like, not to mention, you know, like, we live on a one story, so that'd just be weird altogether. Me going for a romp on the hay on the, you know, roof here with some random person if we held the party. That'd just be crazy.
Yes, but I mean, like, you had lots of qualities that I didn't think I liked, and then I just saw past. I didn't even like care about them because, like,
because I was so handsome.
No, well, I mean, because you were the one. You were the person I was supposed to be with, and I think this, like, you didn't like people with freckles, and I have freckles, and like, I'm sure I had other qualities that you looked past that you didn't think that you liked in somebody.
I think my comment about freckles whenever we met was more so related to gingers.
Well, anyway, I'm just saying. So
Because
maybe
they have
she
no
was
soul.
able to look past things because she thought he was the one for her.
Well, I mean, given her short, you know, expectancy, he was quite literally the one and only.
So yeah, I've been looking through this whole list. I don't know where he looks familiar from. So weird. Maybe he's just been
Farmers insurance commercials.
Oh, really?
Yes, that he was the vermin. If you command F vermin or state farmers, you'll see it on that list. I remember going by that, but yeah, he was he's the farmers commercial talking head.
Okay, yes, that's where I know him from.
We are farmers.
Yes.
All
right, at least that solved it.
Yeah,
I couldn't see anything.
The mystery of J.K. Simmons. But Winona Ryder, excellent actress. You know, it's weird because seeing her in Stranger Things and, you know, back like in Edward Scissorhands,
yeah,
and now, you know, like the in between. Because how old was she when she started? But what year was Edward Scissorhands?
90, and this was 2000. And I'm gonna look. Hold on.
So there's a 10-year difference, and I'm just thinking, you know, she fit the bill as like 22, I guess she was.
And that's what her character was.
Yeah.
She was 29.
Okay.
I wrote that down because I wanted. Oh, see, I already had the answer. Didn't have to look. I said she was actually 29, not 22, in real life, and he was supposed to be 48, and he was 51. So he was close to his age.
Yeah. Well, and is to do a callback to one of our prior podcast movies that, you know, we didn't find as good as the others. The scary movie, whenever they're, you know, making a joke, oh, it's going to be a horror movie, and, you know, they're going to get actors to play, you know, like 30-year-old actors to play, you know, 20-year-olds, you know, that tracks with this.
Yeah.
She was 29 playing a 21-year-old. So,
but some people just look young for their age too. Like, I could pass as younger, I think, than I am.
Definitely.
So I don't know, but yeah, I thought that was weird.
But the other characters around them, like, as you know, except for Dolly, which was the grandmother of Winona's character, and there was really,
Charlotte.
I'm sorry,
Her name's Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay, and then I guess the manager of Will Keen's restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, besides those two, there wasn't really any like character development. They were just basically passerbys, and, you know, in this well-established character, and, you know, it's just, you have to provide. I guess it's not really suspending disbelief. You know, you're just accepting. Okay, these are all their friends.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that Lisa girl, the
His daughter.
Yeah, what was she, a librarian or something?
It looked like a museum or something.
Yeah.
Like an arc. Oh, she said she was a researcher.
Oh,
so
researcher.
Maybe it was a librarian.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was like this B story going on at the same time of him trying to reconnect with, his daughter.
Well, yeah. Well, she contacted him. He didn't really care to know her initially.
Which, kind of grants the whole asshole vibe of him. And it's like, really? You're just, okay, whatever. I guess you're too busy Todd Packering it up, hooking up with, random Bilbos.
Yeah, half your age.
Yeah. What else you got?
What else?
Comments.
I haven't said anything.
Oh, go ahead. Comments.
I mean, I've just been adding on to yours. So the opening song of the movie was like a jazz song. I'm not sure what it was because it wasn't like familiar to me, but
Had that sex.
Miles said that it had Riker vibes.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that was appropriate given, Will Keane or Richard Gere's character, Will Riker, the manly man, hello ladies.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo. Hey hoo-ha.
But he has a little more class, or a lot more class.
A lot more. Yeah. I don't think he's, going, on a spacewalk on the roof of the Enterprise to hook up with some alien chick and leaving Deanna Troi.
And so Charlotte makes these hats, and Will hired her to make a hat like under the guise it was for his date, and then he really didn't have a date.
Yeah, what a clever way to pick up a date for, some banquet or something.
Yeah. But the hat was like, it had a spider on it, and so it kind of reminded me of Beetlejuice. It was like a callback.
I didn't even get that. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not sure if that was planned, but since she was in Beetlejuice.
Don't say it again.
No, okay, yes. Well, at first, we didn't find this out until much later. It was just alluded that he had been friends with Charlotte's mom, but like I was like, well, did they date? This is kind of weird. Like if he dated her mom and now he's, dating her.
Yeah.
But then it turned out like they were just friends, and like her mom
put the kibosh to his moves.
Well, no, her mom liked him and told him, but he didn't feel the same, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's what her grandma said, anyway.
Oh.
And then I said, well, this movie kind of reminded me of You've Got Mail, except because like it takes place in New York, and it is in autumn and Christmas, and that led me to believe not believe that led me to ask, why are some movies like more iconic than others? Because I feel like You've Got Mail is like an iconic. I want to say rom-com, but these aren't really rom-coms. They're just romance.
Yeah.
And you hear about that a lot.
Romedy? Or
no, that would just be a romance.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I think it has to do with the name status, especially back in the aughts, because you got to think in today's digital atmosphere, how things go straight to streaming. And so like Squid Game, for example, which is a TV series that they had a small budget and zero was spent on marketing. And this is a Korean series, and it with their limited budget and zero marketing, it organically became a just critically acclaimed success. And so it goes to ask the question, well, how did we view what are called blockbusters back in the aughts.
Yeah.
Did we view that under the different lens, given that studios and, production would put a lot more marketing into something, building up something like, with You've Got Mail, Tom Hanks in a new movie, and, they have the voiceover, which, like this had the, classic voiceover,
Yeah.
like this voice coming down. You've got to watch this movie.
Well, because I'm asking about, I guess I'm comparing like two movies that are basically from the same era. 'Cause
Yeah.
You Got Mail was 98, I think, and this was 2000. So
How
I'm
did
just
one become
thinking-
a block or a classic versus the other?
Or is it just the people that I'm here, or is it just because I heard about it growing up, or it was on TV more or something? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would say it's a combination, maybe. At least that's my inclination, because
both of them are like, both movies are very slow moving, and I
absolutely
just don't get
it's like
how-
molasses.
I don't get how one has become more popular. Well, yeah, because it doesn't. Tom Hanks' character was very like, maybe he wasn't a playboy, but he wasn't.
He was
a nice
aloof
person. He wasn't. He like made her close her business, and then they still end up getting together. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, I just think that because those movies were under a different lens, and how if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, there's an interesting chart that a meme online that basically says if a Rotten Tomatoes, if the actual critics call it a screaming success, and the general public gives it a very low score, it's probably bad. As to where if the public gives it a awesome score and the critics give it a low score, it's probably a good movie.
Yeah, because we can't seem to agree with the
critics. Yeah.
So I guess that's basically it. I also was kind of wondering if he actually loved her, or if he just liked the idea because she was someone that he couldn't have because she was
dying. Yeah.
dying. So, or if it was a combination, because I don't know, they just didn't really have a lot in common. I mean, she, for some reason, like was infatuated with him, but I'm not exactly sure why. Oh, because of that magazine article. But like, he just liked her because she was his type.
You see, if she had read the public critique instead of the actual critics' critique, maybe she wouldn't be so infatuated. You see how that works?
Yeah.
Are you ready to grade it?
I guess so.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
So, because it was a decent movie and not a bad movie, I started out with a C, but then I thought, Winona Ryder is a, great actress, and I like Richard Gere. I don't like Will Keane, but we're not talking about rating him. We're talking about rating Richard Gere, and I can give it a 79, probably C plus. What?
That's my rating. Exactly 79.
Well, fancy that. You started writing your grades down.
I've been writing them down the whole time.
Oh.
I didn't just start.
Oh, I never write my grades down. I always do it in the moment.
I write them that night, or that way it's my initial reaction, not, I think about it. See?
Do you have little formulas you use?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of how I'm feeling.
She's so organized.
It's just how I'm feeling. Like this one, I don't know. I didn't think it was good enough to get an 80 something.
Yeah,
I don't think I would ever watch it again. Like even if it were on TV.
Yeah, it's not something that I would leave on. Maybe for like the J.K. Simmons part. Walking out of the surgical suite. Drenched in sweat and throwing his hair cover down just because he's a good actor as well. I don't know, but there's nothing like that just sticks with me. Although it was a good movie in some senses, but it was a bad movie just overall.
Well, and I don't necessarily want to watch a movie that I know the ending is sad.
Yeah, and that's the whole trailer gave it away. This woman's dying and they fall in love.
Well, I read there was a surprise ending. I thought
I wonder if there's a alternate ending.
maybe. I didn't read that.
We should look that up. Well, we'll do that and on our own time.
Well, yeah. And usually like for these movies we watch, I look on the trivia on IMDb, and this one only had 10 facts when usually they have.
Clearly, it wasn't
like
as
a lot.
impactful.
Yeah.
Wow. We have another movie already set up for our next podcast. So, what was that face for?
Because all of the movies we watched trailers for and we said we're going to watch, I'm not excited about any of them. I think they're all going to be duds.
Well, we'll get through the next one. And if the next one's a dud, we're going to reincarnate our trailer watching.
Okay.
But until next time, we will see you back in 2 weeks. And this has been Yana.
Yes. Thanks for watching/listening.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening to You Ought to Watch This Movie, a podcast about movies from the first decade of the 2000s, aka the aughts. Be sure to subscribe for new episodes covering movies you ought to watch. We'll see you next time.